I think we were supposed to do that. Okay. Okay, should we do our, I mean, we know no one's here yet, but good morning, humanity.
And there was a lot of shenanigans this morning.
There was not.
Oh, we got 5 minutes. If I can adjust light 6 more times.
Oh my God.
Well, the bike has to go over by a centimeter to the left. Shenanigans.
Kevin,
What?
that's
True.
quite enough out of you.
Never mind. What?
I didn't even notice what you had on for a shirt.
What?
If I had noticed what you had on for a shirt sooner, I may have said something. But it's too
It
late
clearly
now.
doesn't matter. Like the light being like 2 inches lower.
See the light? I don't know.
Shenanigans.
Anyway, we'll leave it.
Man, if only we could have like $8 million professional recording studio.
Oh dear God.
And we just sort of show up, sit down,
Everything's
blah,
done.
blah, blah, blah,
There was a
and then go
time.
in.
There was a time. We did have that.
And we're probably even an hour late.
We actually thought, oh, I actually looked at the clock, like, oh my God, we're actually on time for like the first time ever.
On time, missed by an hour.
And then I went, oh shit, I think we're an hour late. Because I think we were supposed to do it at 9 o'clock Alberta time, Mountain time. I don't even know anymore. I'm so confused.
What is my name?
What is my name?
Fun times, more
Yeah.
fun than anyone should ever have on a Wednesday.
Yeah. So our daughter told us we needed to do better lighting. So we're trying to fix our lighting today. She's like, you guys need to fix your lights so like they're down and on you. And I personally don't like these. I don't like this kind of light. It's very hard on my eyes. So I try to wear these. And then Kevin's like, you can't because they reflect. And I'm just like, ah, damn it. I can't even do that. Like, what the hell? I just got to be like, I know what I got to do. We got to get the glasses that Dr. Jack Kruse wears.
The red one.
They're totally red or orangey color or whatever. And then it doesn't even matter.
Oh, look, a llama.
Yes. I'm still trying. We have llamas out here, and I'm still trying to figure out what the name of that llama is going to be. Well, I'm not figuring it out. I'm just letting the llama tell me what name he wants. Because I tried a few, and he just kind of went, no, thanks. So I even tried India as a name. I didn't tell you that. I was just thinking in my head, India? And he was like, no, I don't want that name. Thanks. No. So it's funny as that might sound. I am talking to the llamas and letting them tell me what they want.
Critter 1.
It is possible.
It's like our
that,
kids,
though.
Brady 1, Brady 2, Brady 3, and Brady 4.
Yes.
That'd be Llama 1, Llama 2, Llama 3, like completely inventive.
Sure.
That's like us going to a coffee shop the other day, and guess what it was called? Oh, it was good. Like
it was super good. It
guess
really
what it was called? Like I would have loved to be a fly on the wall when
they were coming up with the name.
The name was being debated.
Yeah.
Right, and it was called the coffee shop. Like it's like saying the bakery.
Yeah.
Or the mechanic.
It was just the coffee shop. But guess what? It was awesome.
Spectacular. The bagels, sourdough bagels.
Oh my goodness. The coffee shop was good.
Really good.
I mean, the coffee was good. I mean, good as any other place, but it was the bagels, made in-house bagels.
Sourdough. That pushed it over the edge.
Oh my goodness. So anyone who lives near Devon, I guess it's called Devon, this little community.
Go to
the coffee shop in Devon.
Where are you going to move? I'll meet you at the coffee shop. Which one? The coffee shop. You know the one. You mean the Tim Hortons? No, the coffee shop. It's just a chuckle.
Oh dear. But the bagels are phenomenal.
Brilliant.
Oh my God, they're so good. Sorry. The owner was behind the counter, and she's like, I said, oh my God, those bagels are so good. We're having another one. She said, you know what? I don't even know if I make them right. I don't even know if I make them the way you're supposed to make bagels. But I said, it doesn't matter, because all that matters is if people like them. She's like, oh, people like them. I'm like, that's all that matters.
Call it whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like, people like it.
Call it the bagel.
Call it
The sourdough.
the bun that had a hole that squeezed in. So
it wouldn't really matter, because either way they taste phenomenal.
It's friggin' awesome.
Yeah. So there we go. That's our spin on that one.
Yeah.
So there's a plug right there. The coffee shop in Devon.
And why do bagels have holes?
Oh God, now you're really getting philosophical.
You know how they have like donut holes, right? And they have bagel holes too.
There's probably a history to it of why they're made that way.
Maybe they could stick them on a pole or something and walk around town and something like that.
Oh, you know what? That might be why. That might be why.
Back in the olden days.
Back in the olden days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm actually glad that they didn't have big holes in them in the center of them, because we would have missed out on that centerpiece.
It meant for more cream cheese.
More
cream cheese could be contained within the sliced bagel.
All right. Now that we've spent 6 minutes talking about the coffee shop bagels.
The coffee shop.
Anywho's, so if anyone is watching, because we can never see how many people are actually watching.
It says 2, but we know it's more.
We know it's more than 2, because it always is. For some reason we don't see the proper numbers. So anybody who's watching, please say hi. We'd love to know that you're here. Yeah.
We had 4 warnings today on StreamYard that need to be addressed, and they need to be addressed like right now.
20 hours.
Because they're giving us 20 hours to accept
new terms
and new terms to Facebook streaming.
Yeah.
From StreamYard, in that you've read part of it.
I did read it, and I was like, I don't know about that.
Facebook wants you to opt in. Otherwise, you lose the connection
to those pages on Facebook, which is how we've been doing this.
Record what we are doing right now.
Well, to do live, to stream live.
Anybody.
And we pay for StreamYard. Like, we pay a hefty amount actually for StreamYard every month.
But we are recording it on our computer.
Yeah.
But Facebook also wants us to record it. So what is this about? This is about more data and being able to
more control.
Like squeeze in.
But it's also exactly what I remember talking about this a long time ago and telling people, don't fall for any sort of messaging on the surface that, oh, look, they're letting us do this now, and they're not censoring this anymore. Look, see, they're doing a good thing.
You can say these words
But
again.
guess what? In the background, they're taking more, right? They're just fiddling with the background and
very cautious.
The terms and services of service and stuff like that. So trust me when I tell you, it's not what it appears to be.
Because if I was nefarious, if I was a nefarious individual, and devious, what I would want to do is to give people the illusion, of sort of giving back, and I'd make an excuse like, oh well, I was pressured by so-and-so government to do blah blah blah.
And I'm sure some of you have gone and watched what Mark Zuckerberg had said. Apparently he was on Rogan. I did not watch it because I had no desire to watch the guy sit there and tell a bunch of lies, so I couldn't be bothered.
But anyway, so if I was nefarious or part of a larger agenda, and I wanted people to get the false sense of, right, having more freedoms or being able to speak freely and stuff like that, I would go about this exactly the way it's being done, because realistically, they've been profiling people, right, on their platforms forever, literally forever. So if you want different information, you pull the fact checkers, right, and people then go barf, right, on the platform that you're then able to analyze because of AI and you're going to program that AI.
Yeah, you don't need fact checkers.
You're going to program that AI to look for things.
Yeah.
Right. So it's doing that in the background. So when you think like X and now Facebook and all this other shit, right, you think that you're getting something back that you had lost. There's a reason for that.
It's never been free, you guys.
Never.
You might not pay,
Never.
right, with your, your dollars, so to speak, but you're paying with far more. You're giving up far more in order to be on platforms like Facebook. And that's just a fact. I mean, that's just the truth.
So that's why we built our own platform.
Yes.
No, and we did.
Yeah, and we do need to get over there more.
We're going to be shifting there. So if you want to continue to enjoy our little weekly coffee time soirees, then we're going to have to connect there.
It's because it is getting far more challenging all the time. I know that some people, like I said, some people think, oh, great, they've lifted some of the banning, this shadow banning and censorship, but no, they haven't.
Think about what you're saying.
Yeah, but they haven't. You're trusting the same people that say that they didn't do these
things. Why are you needing permission from them?
Yeah.
To speak freely.
I think we're ranting right now, but that's okay.
No, but I want you to think very carefully about this because what you're doing is you're pushing the blame for stuff outside yourself.
Yes.
Which is polar opposite to what you need to do, and that is to take responsibility, 100% responsibility.
Yeah.
Right, for yourself, for starters.
Yeah.
And everything about you.
Because ultimately, here's the thing. If I believe that people who watch this podcast, I believe you're watching it because you're of a certain ilk. I can't even believe I just used that word.
Why did you say that? Certain mindset.
Certain mindset, right? If you're watching this podcast, I believe, I think, obviously I don't know everybody who's watching the podcast, but generally speaking, I would think that you're not going to be listening to this podcast unless there's something resonating with you, right? So I like to believe that it's because of the topics that we talk about, right? So in that case, then I would have to surmise then that the people who are listening to this podcast are people who, generally speaking, would be about taking personal responsibility.
Oh, there's Lori. We were waiting for a comment.
We were waiting for Lori. We were waiting. Good morning, Lori. But generally speaking, that people who watch this podcast would be about personal empowerment, right? Be about freedom.
Creating something new.
Be about taking responsibility, taking charge, right, of your life. And in that case, right, if we're sitting back.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jose. Oh, Jose, I haven't seen you in so long. We were just talking about you the other day. Ooh. You and Donald. We actually were. I promise you. We were
reminiscing about oysters and lobsters.
We actually were. We were saying how we need to get back to Shediac. Anyway, chemin de la côte.
Yes.
Yes.
Grand dig.
Grand dig. Yes. But anyway, the point being, right, that if we're going to be stepping out of our victimization and out of that place, that state where the state, so to speak, or they, okay,
the state where the state,
thinks they have control over the people, then we have to get into a state of empowerment. And in order, yes, I know we're overdue for a visit to New Brunswick. We know that. We are very aware of that. And it's in the back of our minds. Trust
me.
We
just added 20 hours to that trip.
Yeah, we did by coming to Alberta. But that's okay. It would be worth it. Anyway, so I think we need to really get ourselves to a place where we are in a state of empowerment, right? Self-responsibility, right? And so even with this whole Zuckerberg on Joe Rogan talking about how he's lifting all these, like my son sent me a list. Oh, we're allowed to say words now on social media and not be condemned for it. I'm like, are you serious right now? Like I wasn't sitting and waiting for Zuckerberg or anybody else to tell me what I can and cannot say on social media. But this is the thing. We need to be empowered enough and to know that these people, okay, they're going to try everything possible to keep us in that state of feeling like defenseless, feeling like
But
we
they
are
want-
victims and don't
They
have any
want
say.
you to give up more.
They do.
So that they can have more information about you, because it plays into the idea, right? Because what's around the corner? Social credit, right? That's what's around the corner.
That's the plan.
So
Yeah.
let's be very clear that now is the time to take care of this and this, right? So that freedom is
With you,
is a state of being.
it is a state of being. Yeah.
Within you
All the time.
already. It's already there.
Regardless of what
It
challenges you
doesn't
come
matter
to.
what's going on.
It doesn't matter who is you're confronting you with anything. If you are in that state inside yourself, you'll be unshakable. You really, really
Because
will.
that's where it needs to be.
That's where humanity needs to get, honestly.
Because if we're looking out there, we're
And
waiting
blaming.
out there
And blaming
and blaming
out there.
and whatever. The only out there that you need to be concerned is the reflection in the mirror in front of you.
Yeah.
Right? That I will give you permission to go and point a finger at.
Oh, you just said permission.
If you want, as a suggestion.
Some people still need permission. This is a different state of mind. It's a different level of psychology. Some people still need to kind of be told, right, to what to do. I don't think the people on this podcast are like that, though. I believe that those people are.
But then know
far
that
more
we will be making a
alone.
shift.
Yeah.
We need to make the shift towards something that will honor the freedom and the freedom of expression and being that everybody says they want, right? And if it costs you a few bucks a month, shenanigans.
Sorry, I'm just frigging with the light.
But if it costs you a little bit, think about this for a second.
Yeah.
If you were to find one place to be that provided enough online resources and support and capacity so that you wouldn't need to have 5 or 6 or 10 other accounts somewhere else where you know they're going to grab your shit, right?
And censor you.
And censor you.
Yeah.
Would that be of value to you? Would it be? So
For 2 coffees. 2
Really?
coffees a month, really.
like, really think about this.
That's all it is.
And the more folks that come on, right, the greater resource, because we're in a transition here, right?
Yeah.
Right. This is a transitional time frame, and we know where, quote unquote, they want to transition us to. Right. We know that, so we're not going to chat about that.
Too much, because we already know what it is generally.
You guys know what they want.
Yeah.
Right. But I would ask, what do you want instead?
What do you
want instead? If you want that, then carry on.
Yeah. I
By
say
all
that
means.
too. For the people who think that their plan is great and you want to live in a technocratic
Go for
world and you want the state to take care of lots of different things and
Go for
you're
it.
cool with that, go for it. But I think there's a whole lot of us that are at that place where we aren't willing to do that. So that's the people that we're talking to about. Just
So
step out
would
of
it
that.
be of value to you to have a place that you could go where the shenanigans that we're all familiar with just did not exist?
Yeah.
Would it be of value? Right? And the comments that I've had has extreme value.
Well, I see it every day, actually. I see
Extreme
people
value.
complaining every single day. We need to get off Facebook. This platform sucks. They keep doing this. We can't talk openly. Or they're taking this way and taking that. Well, and so we're like, okay, well, we built a solution. Like
It's there.
It's already there.
It's in operation.
Yeah, we just need to start using it.
Mhm.
That's all. So anyway, yeah. So it's kind of important, and now it's becoming more important. Okay, Yeah, safe place, Lori. Thank
And it
you.
is that.
It is a safe place. And the reason it's becoming more important is, like we said earlier, which you guys weren't here for necessarily when we first started saying this, but they're in the background, okay? And those of us who are using doing this live streaming and things like that on Facebook and YouTube and places like that, they're changing the terms and they're making it extremely difficult to be able to do these things without giving up more, right? Without giving
Or
up
they
more
want
of
you to
our,
pay for it.
well, that's fine. I mean, I would be okay with paying with things if things were above board, but they're not. I'm not interested in giving up more of my, no, I'm good. Thank you.
More for me.
Yeah, I'm not interested in giving up more of my data, if you will, and basically more of my operational rights and abilities, because that's really what this is about in the background. So yeah, excuse me. So anyway, yeah, that's our rant about that.
But I mean, it's critical that we get to a place where folks have a place,
yeah,
that they can connect with other people to have the difficult discussions.
to have these conversations,
Because how do we shift from what we have in towards something new that we have created? How do we do that without having a place where we can have those discussions?
Yeah.
And I tell you, there's new features being added all the time
and if
to the platform.
Yeah. And if any of you think that Trump is going to change things, or, Trudeau resigning is going to make everything better, I'm going to tell you right now that is just not the case at all. And in fact, those people who are, there's a lot of people who are really way more on top of things politically than I am. And they're already coming out and saying that any support that they had for Trump or RFK Jr. or whatever, they've lost it. They're losing it very quickly, because now they're doing a 180 of the things that they claimed that they were going to do. Well, Jose, that's where you need to change that. I agree. I understand that things are very uncertain right now, and it's very easy for us to get into our fear. But we need to be very careful of that, because that's exactly how they are able to get the control of our minds. Okay.
I have a proposal for Jose.
Yeah. Jose, it doesn't need to be scary.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, it can be uncertain.
I know you have the markets on Saturday.
Yeah.
However, not this weekend, but the following weekend, we are doing another course like the one that you and Donald attended when we were in New Brunswick.
Lots of years ago.
A
long time ago.
So we would be honored if you would, I want to say, re-attend.
Yeah.
Right?
Hi, Juliet.
For free for you, because you've already been there, right? This would be a refresher. So anybody that's ever attended the course can come again as a refresher.
Yeah.
And what we'll do
is gift to you.
We'll peel that fear away.
Yeah.
Again.
And we get it. Like
there's lots going on that we have to
there's
process.
lots going on for us for this mind, okay, for this mind to process. Mm-hmm. And it's very understandable that people would feel that initially, would feel like this is scary times, but let's get on top of that, because if we maintain that kind of level of fear, excuse me, like I said, that's what they want. Okay. They want to keep us in fear. That's why every week there's another virus that's spreading around that we need to be scared. Another boogeyman we need to be afraid of.
But this shuts off.
Yeah, it does. It shuts our frontal lobes off, which is where our critical thinking happens. And they know this stuff, you guys. Like, they're pros at this. They've been doing this for millennia. Like, they understand it, right? I don't believe the snake will resign. Intent to doesn't count. I have no confidence or faith in any of the clowns under the circus tent. I'll just keep focusing on my family, our properties, gardens, and making things the best we can together. And see, this is the thing. You got to focus on what you have control over, right? What do you have control over? Yourself. Yourself, right? You have control over this, your mind. I point here, but this isn't really where
See,
it all
the funny
happens.
thing
but,
about all of these,
you know,
like, yeah, and I know we're probably preaching to the choir,
of course we are.
right? But everything that is waiting in the wings to replace,
Yeah. Case
right, what is there already is designed to continue the agenda. So it doesn't matter what color it is. It doesn't matter what party it is. It's all just playing right into the idea. And think about this. You look at even Mr. Polyev.
Oh dear. Mr. Polyev.
Right?
Yeah.
For now, you can say a lot of the right things.
Oh yes.
Right? Because
Yeah.
why? Because you want the people to think you are something that you're potentially not.
That's right.
Right? So it's going to come into the action side of things versus the word side of things.
And they're all part of the same cult. Like
And
we
they're
need,
all part of
we
the
need,
same
we need to realize
shenanigans.
this. Okay. Yeah.
But enough of that.
Enough of that.
Because when we start getting into our personal power and remember who we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Who we are. We are the ones that are in control. We are the ones that have the power.
We are the technology, honestly, that they're trying to recreate.
They're trying to recreate through silicon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And none of the stuff they create has the capacity or the adaptability that
the human mind
does.
The human does. Yeah. They're trying though, and they're getting close, but they can't quite get there because what do we have that technology doesn't? Consciousness. Yeah. Consciousness.
Yeah.
Technology does not have that.
And a direct connection to the field.
Yeah. Yeah.
Direct connection.
We have that. We are that, right? So we just need to give ourselves a whole lot more credit, right? We do.
But we need to get in touch with that.
We do.
So this is why doing root cause work is critical.
Yes.
Because it helps to consolidate and change the perceptions of that which has gone before so that we can be different in the now.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Totally makes sense to me anyway.
Okay, so that's why our mission is to help people clear that crap away.
Because we can get all stuck on the political jargon that's going around, and Polyev this and Trudeau that and Trump this, Trump. None of it ultimately is going to frickin' matter, honestly.
It's funny because I do that because my dad's parents, so my grandparents, my nana was deaf, and my grandfather had a fused knee, so he would sit on the couch, right, in their little apartment watching Lawrence Welk, and she would come to the entrance to the living room and be talking about something and whatever, and all he would do is just like this. It was so funny to watch. So funny to watch.
Which one of them was deaf?
Nana.
Your Nana was deaf. Like deaf her whole life?
Yeah. Tone deaf at 40.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
She used to be a telephone operator in the old days with those big monster ear things.
Oh, yes. The electricity going through those would be brutal on your brain.
But anyway, it was just funny because he would just like, yeah, leave me alone. Like, I'm watching. It's so funny to watch. They did it in jest, so it was even cuter.
And this is your father's parents? Yeah. Okay. All right. So I know that we have a title up there that you may have seen, and I put up there, I See Dead People.
And she does.
Well, I do, but we really didn't know what we were going to talk about today, honestly, because there's so much to talk about. It's hard to whittle it down into okay, we're only going to talk about these things today. There's just too much to talk about. And you guys know that our conversations go in multiple directions. Yeah, they do. I mean, maybe people wish that we just stuck to a topic. I don't know. Tell us if you do. We're willing to accept your feedback. Nobody has suggested.
But one thing, I'm not going to talk about the problems.
what we do.
We've kind of bounced
Touch
around
on
them, right? But we
Yeah.
need to be focusing in on the solutions here, folks, right? That's
Yeah.
what we need.
But I guess the reason that the topic today, the title, came to me, I see dead people, is because yes, I do. And it's because honestly, since I woke up this morning, I've had a spirit banging on my head. That's what they do when they want my attention. They bang on this side of my head, right here, right there, to say, hello, pay attention to me. Hello, I have something to say. And I asked the spirit to not right now.
When we're done.
I said, I'm about to go into a podcast. Can you wait till after? And I thought that they were okay with it, but then they came back because they want to say something.
So the questions I would ask is it for me or is it for someone on our podcast or someone in our general vicinity?
Yeah. Well,
Who's it for?
Interestingly, when I was asleep, I was dreaming about deafness, being deaf, and not being able to speak. I do.
What good is a phone call if you're unable to speak?
Well, and that's what it
Movie
felt
reference.
like. It felt like I was in my dream. I was like trying to say all these things, but my throat was like not able to let the words out, and I felt like I was going, and nothing was coming out. I know some of you may want to analyze that. Go right ahead. You have some opinions about why that dream's happening, because I have had it a lot. I will admit that.
Maybe it relates directly to the topic of censorship and
and feeling like I
you
just
say
can't speak
something.
my voice, right? But yeah, that's. Oh,
Lori,
no.
I don't know. It might be you, Lori.
I'm sorry if it's me. What does that mean,
The
Lori?
spirit.
Do explain.
The spirit.
Yeah.
The spirit.
So I know. So in my dream, it was me feeling like I couldn't fully, because I felt like it's almost like
fully express myself.
it's almost like when you're saying it very loudly or screaming it almost, and then your voice just gets sore and hoarse, and it's like. So I do have that dream a lot. I know there's something to it, but then there's also that piece. Oh, see, I'm getting that it's really coming through now.
You're in for a treat today, folks.
Oh, Kevin. All right.
So we will be putting a thing together, just so you know, because this happens more often than not.
It does.
But it can happen for you.
Yeah, and I think
messages are powerful. So we will be putting something together for Ava to share that with other people. So keep your eyes peeled.
Okay, I'm going to do it then.
There you go.
I'm going to do it.
Thank you.
So this is it's actually really hard for me, because I feel like what's been coming through, because it's really connected to my hometown. I do have a lot of dreams about my hometown.
Yes,
and
she does.
Juliet. I mean, geez, I was looking at the name Lori, thinking about Julie, but Juliet, she knows because she's from there as well. But lots of dreams, and last night was one of them. Dreaming about people from my hometown, from my past. There are a lot of secrets. There are a lot of secrets. And if I just put it into that little town, okay, there are a lot of secrets there. All right. Yep. There are a lot of secrets, and definitely a lot of secrets in my family. And I know any of you who are the truth tellers, right? Who are the people who, where truth is a really high value for you. You're going to be the black sheep of the family. You're going to be the one who's going to speak the truth, right?
Don't you love that term?
You're going to be the one who ends up exposing those secrets or those lies, right? As I have been in my family. And wow, it's amazing how this is still really hard for me. But so I guess that's something we need to work on. Apparently, because the spirit that I feel that's coming through is, I actually feel like it's my mother and my father. Double whammy.
Here we go. I hope you got your
Wow.
coffee.
Are you guys okay with me being personal? Because maybe people don't want to hear, what I have to say about my personal life. But I was dreaming about my father too, and my mom. And wow, yeah, this is really, really hard for me. But I really have felt my mom's presence a lot lately in these dreams, right?
There you go. See, let it out. Come on.
And because I have been,
I'll just be here.
yeah.
Half of me.
Oh, Kevin, stop.
Center stage.
Stop. I have been shut down in a lot of ways. I have allowed my family, some members of my family, not all, okay, but certain members of my family, I have allowed them to stop me from telling the truth. Okay. So what's that truth that needs to be told? Well, there's a lot of things, actually. There's quite a bit. And even insofar as when I started to write that story,
Which you're going to now.
which some of you may remember, I was starting to write a book. We're talking, it was a long time ago now, after mom died, after dad died, so 2012. So end of 2012, I was starting to write this book called 36 Days to Say Goodbye, because it was going to be surrounding the story of taking care of my mom when she was dying from cancer. So that was supposed to be sort of the central theme. And then there were going to be other stories that come in around that, other truths.
To
Okay.
put context to things.
Yes, to put context to things. So here's the truth about what happened at that time. And I've never actually told it, I don't believe, because I was concerned that it may cause problems in other ways. So, oh man, this is really hard for me. But my mom and dad both are screaming at me to tell the truth, because somebody needs to, okay? Even though I feel like I've not been attached to it. Hey, Margareta, nice to see you here. I've not been emotionally attached to all this old past stuff with my family.
But clearly you are.
Well, clearly there's still something there that needs to be done. That needs to be faced. Do you have
to let it linger? You have to. I normally sing that when someone breaks wind, but especially if they're cropped up.
All right then, Kevin. Nice.
We have to have some humor.
All right, so here's the thing, okay? I started to tell the story. I believed it was my mom's story. Really, it was my story, all right? I admit that now. It was my story. But as I was writing it, I was sharing a little bit over social media with people, okay, to get feedback and things like that. But it never got into the dirty down details of stuff, okay? So here's the thing. I was threatened with legal action, and this is where things get complicated, by the individual in my family who would be seen as the oldest child of my parents in the family, but
no names, no pack drill.
Yeah, but what? But is
army term. Sorry.
Okay, and this is where, like I said, this is where things get complex. But she is also my biological mother.
Oh well, there it's out.
It's out. So this particular individual, who would be, like I said, seen as the oldest child of my parents, but also my biological mother, gave birth to me at 14, just under 14. But anyway, she chose to send me a threat of legal action back then if I continued to write the book. Now, what you would have to ask yourself is, what was she afraid?
For what purpose?
For what purpose do that? Okay. What was she afraid that I was going to disclose that she did not want out? Well, I'm sure there were lots of things, because there were lots of things that happened that most of you do not know. And meaning you who are people who know my family back in New Brunswick. a lot of people have probably heard things over the years or been told things and, just accept it as truth because like, I'm not there to defend it. I'm not there to tell the difference because I've been gone for 18 years. But I can honestly tell you right now that there's been a lot of threats. There's been a lot of really, I'd say I'd say illegal things that have happened. Okay. Potentially
unsubstantiated.
Yes, that's right. This is all my opinion, by the way. So we'll just say, like, here's my disclaimer. This is my opinion. But there have been a lot of bad things that have happened. Okay, there really have. I'm not going to go into all of them today, but I think it's just important for me to, because my mother is banging on my head so bad right now. She wants me to finally say it out loud. Okay. Remember these dreams where I'm always not able to like fully say what I need to say. And it's connected to my hometown and people from my past and the whole bit. Now I get it. When you're someone who is about truth and freedom, which I am very much so, my highest value in life are truth and freedom. Okay. Honestly, there's the pun. Honestly, truth is my highest value, truth and freedom. Now I get it. When you start being someone who is going to claim that you're about truth and freedom, then you better be prepared that your truths are going to come out too. All right. Well, okay. I have nothing to hide. All right. I'm at a stage in my life where it's like, bring it on. What do you need? What do you want to know? I'll admit it. I don't care. So no, thank you, Jose, for that, really. But honestly, I understand. I believe all these things happen for a reason, right?
And in the right time.
And in the right time. Now, back in 2012, I let that stop me. All right. I did. I stopped writing the book and we went off to India and had our adventures there with our family. And I wasn't going to let that stop me. I did change my name. Okay. So those of you who didn't know me before, I did change my first name. And I actually took on for a while, at least on social media anyway, I took on my biological father's last name as well. That was a process for me, it was a process for me to just experience not being that person that I was before, and sort of like, I think claiming sort of that Bruce is my father. He wouldn't even like me probably to mention his name, but I just did. So whatever, it's done. It was just a process for me to do that. I'm seriously not attached to any of that stuff anymore. Like I really am not.
It's just a story.
It's just a story, right? And this is the thing. When you can get to a place where you can tell your story and you don't have all of the emotions attached to it and you can really be neutral, that's when you know you've healed. Right? That's when you know you've healed, when you can tell that story and and you don't get caught in the emotions of it. Right? I mean, I may have a tear here and there, just so you know, but that's me, right? That's me. So anyway, the point is that I do have my mother and father's spirits both yanging on me quite hard to finally just tell the truth and get it out. We've contemplated several times, should it come out as a book? I honestly don't know if it could all fit in a book. Really.
It's going to, because I'm going to edit it and format
so
with my new skills.
Yes. And I do believe there's a lot of value in the story and it's not, like I said, it's not about the story. Like this is so much less for me and more about helping other people. Here's the thing, because I know so many people, so many families are going through absolute hell when the parents die. When one of the parents or both the parents are gone and there's estate issues, oh my God, the estate issues. I couldn't even begin to tell that story in this podcast episode, maybe for another one. But it's still to this day, and we're talking, it's been 13 years and it's still unsettled.
Still going on.
It's still going on. Not for me, because
for other people.
I was kind of like on the lowest end of the totem pole by the time my father rewrote his will, and I was kind of kicked out of the family. So that's fine. It's not about me. It's about other people in the family that have never gotten what they were supposed to get from my parents. So
there you go.
It's a shame, really.
We're writing the book.
I know. It could be a book. It could be a book.
It's going to be all of it. Book, miniseries.
My daughter and I
movie.
have joked for years that maybe we should write it as a movie script. And you know, now that Angel Studios exists, I really like some of the content they're putting out. It's really nice. Maybe they are looking for projects. So maybe we'll propose it as a potential project, a film project they could create. But there's definitely a lot to be told. And I know, Jane, thank you for saying that. Thank you for supporting me in that. I appreciate that. But there's a lot to be told. And I do believe too, there's a lot of people that could be freed from this story being told. Maybe including me a little bit, but honestly, I feel quite free inside. But apparently this is something that still needs to happen. Yeah, you're right, Lori. Most movies start with books. That's right. So anyway, Kevin,
the funny thing is about all of this is the book has already started.
It is.
Right?
It just
needs to be expanded.
It's actually already been brainstormed because
right.
I used to stay up all hours of the night and just brainstorm everything about it.
So it's just about finishing it and bringing it all together in a coherent fashion.
If I had continued writing it years ago, it would have been much harder. It would have been more devastating for me. I was still deep in the grief of losing mom, and not just losing my mom because she was gone, but really grieving losing my entire family.
Yeah, everything about it.
Everything around it, you know. And I know that there's those of you listening. I know that some of you have gone through that as well. I know that for sure. And I want to just tell you that the struggle is real. It really is. And even if you didn't have a good relationship with one of your parents, when you lose them, I'm telling you right now, you're going to feel it. You are really going to feel it. And I keep telling people, you've got your parents, be so thankful you have them, and, you know, take advantage of that.
But it's also a lesson for the living.
It is.
Because we have to understand, we have to deeply comprehend and know that you can't take stuff with you.
No.
When you shift dimensions, you can't take stuff with you. The only thing that you can take with you is the relationships you have and the energy around those relationships.
Yeah.
That's it. So how do you want to leave people feeling when you shift dimensions?
That's right.
And do you want people to be happy you're gone or sad that you're gone?
That's right.
That's the ultimate question.
So here's the thing. Like any spirits that I've talked to, over these many years that I have been communicating with spirits on the other side, not one, right?
Many.
Not one gives a crap about the shit they've left behind as far as material things.
None of it matters.
None of it matters to them. And in fact, they've told me, I really wish I hadn't put any emphasis on any of that stuff when I was there. Because none of it matters, right? Now, what they do take with them is their, like Kevin said, how did they treat people that they were in relationship with? They will take their guilt with them, okay? And they will oftentimes, they will come through to me or other mediums that are able to communicate with them, and they will try to get the message through that they're sorry, please forgive me, or you're forgiven for something you may have said or done, because they really get how important it is to be at peace.
And
right?
it's a totally different perception.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're in a different dimension.
Absolutely, it's a different perception, no question. When you're in the spirit form, completely different perception than when you're in this body, right? So, Jane, we are close. We have Zoom, my dear. We have Zoom. And so this is
DM her.
DM me. But this is what Kevin and I are trying to do, right? Is we're getting things set up so that we can do more online, so we can access more people and be able to be a resource to far more people than just people who are in our location, right? So yes, just DM me, Jane. Tell me what you're looking for, and we'll see how we can help you, right? But yeah, I trust me, guys. Like, I've been through this, and I believe that I've gone through all the things in my life, every damn piece of it. Even when I was a child being sexually abused, even
thrown out of a window.
And thrown out. Kevin, you said it out loud. Thrown out of a window. the belief was that I fell out, but there's more to that story. But yeah, there's all these different events that I've.
None of it matters, right? Because we're not here to point fingers or anything.
No,
Like that. We're not,
but that's not the
part of
intention.
the intention.
That's not the intention. The intention is to share a story, or like share this story, so that more people can, number one, realize you're not alone. Okay, realize you're not alone. So many of us have gone through these similar things. Like,
but you're
seriously.
doing it in fucking silence.
Yes, you're suffering in silence.
Think you're alone.
Yeah,
you're not.
And you're not.
Human trauma is human trauma.
Yeah, but
right?
but the suffering that we put ourselves through, and we are doing that, you guys. We're putting ourselves through the suffering and we're suffering in silence, like Kevin said, suffering alone. I see it every day, you guys. Mm-hmm. People need to feel like they're heard. People want to be heard, right? Oh, Cindy, hi. I completely believe you. I think what you're doing is such a good thing. Healing is so important. It is. And Cindy's also someone who's from my hometown.
Yes.
Yeah.
And originally. Jane, just so you know, we're actually in Alberta right now.
We are in Alberta.
Edmonton.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
outside Edmonton.
In Thunder Bay, a couple hours.
Yeah. A little bit away from Thunder Bay now. But you know what, guys?
Connected right here instantly.
That's right. That's what the internet is good for, you guys. So let's use it for that. So yes. So I just got to connect in for a second, because I got to make sure that my mother and father's spirits are satisfied. Nope, there's something else.
And I'll stay here half the week.
Oh, Kevin, stop. Dear Lord. Yeah. So here's the other piece, okay, that they're saying to me, is that it is about helping other people, all right? Helping other people to realize that they can...
Excellent.
That they're not alone, okay? Mm-hmm. That you don't have to suffer in silence, that there is healing on the other side, okay? Mm-hmm. It is possible to get that to that place of inner freedom, okay? Peace inside. And if you're carrying around a lot of pain, a lot of guilt, a lot of any kind of emotional suffering from someone who's already passed over, and I know in some cases we're doing it years and years and years after those people are gone, trust me when I tell you, they do not want you to do that.
But the thing is, the timing needs to be right for you. It
does, but they don't want you to be in pain because of anything they may have done or not done when they were here in physical form. Okay, that is the last thing that they want. In fact, they want the opposite of that, right? They always strive for peace. Always, always, always. So sometimes spirits can't fully be at peace when they know that there's still pain and suffering on this side, in this dimension,
that they may have caused.
that they may have caused. Okay. And honestly, that's what's going on with my parents' spirits right now. They've really put the pressure on a lot lately. And I believe it's because they know that I'm ready. Okay. They're really recognizing that I am ready to, like, I'm emotionally good, right? I'm very grounded. Yes, we're still here. And I'm very grounded now in myself, and I can handle, right? They know they're smarter than me. They're on the other side, right? Like, I trust them.
No, but they have a different perception.
They have a different perception, but they're telling me that now is the time because I'm ready. They know that I'm ready. And I had to be ready, because I'll tell you right now, if it had happened years ago, I would not emotionally have been ready to handle all of the challenges and the potential conflict that could come from telling the story, right? So,
but realistically, that's other people's shit.
It is their stuff. It's not my problem anymore. Like, in the past, I would have tried to I'd want to be the peacekeeper. You know, I didn't want to be a shit disturber. I didn't want to rile things up. It's just like, oh, whatever. It's their problem. I'm going to live my life. I'm just going to do my thing, whatever. I don't care. You know, I don't want anything to do with it. But you know what? There's obviously still.
We need to move on.
We do need to move on. Well, we have moved on.
No, but I mean in terms of our attachment to what was.
Right.
Right. So this is
okay.
part of the lesson.
Yes. And my mom just said right now, she just said, yes, thank you, Kevin, for saying that.
Listen to your freaking husband.
She's like, exactly. And there's other people in the family too, in our family, that need this. They might not come out and say it, right? And they'll probably be the last ones to admit it, especially
But that's
to
for
me.
them to process
That's for
in
them
their
to
own time.
process. They need the truth out. The truth needs to come out. So yeah. So that's that. That's what I'm getting.
So we're writing the book.
Yeah.
This is what we've come up with
Maybe
today.
what time is it? 5 minutes to. Okay.
So we're writing the book. How that turns into a show, movie, miniseries, whatever. That's
We will.
whatever.
We could put the proposal into Angel Studios and see what happens.
No, but let's just write the book. Can we write the book? It's well started already.
It is.
Right. And
It
now
is.
with my desktop publishing experience, I can put it in something that's going to look nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
So there.
well, there you go then. Well, thank you all for listening to me go on, but yeah. So it's time.
Again, it's going to be critical going forward that people connect with us.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how well, if they're only giving us, now 19 hours to accept Facebook's new terms of recording every live that comes in.
Yeah.
Right, which we're not very comfortable with.
Well, I'll look a little closer at things.
We're going to look a little closer, but please, if we are going to need to make a shift to our own website.
And a lot of people are actually doing
know.
that now. They're really making the shift because they just can't. You just can't always fight against these larger platforms and their terms of service and such, and it's really difficult. So yeah.
And then
first, Ava, all the big movies have
And then we will do our best to increase the services, shall I say, within our Union of Humanity platform so that more people can connect with us there and enjoy lives and stuff like that. So right now it's just about resources.
Yeah.
And the more folks that come and join us there, the more resources we'll end up having to be able to increase services to people. So we strongly encourage you to come over and connect with us there. It's less than 2 coffees a month.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of value. That's the feedback that I have received personally from other folks. So look for that, please. I encourage you to do that. But also kevinandava.com. Please connect in with us there. That's our personal website, the two of us.
We are doing.
Oh my goodness. Kitty.
Cats are making noise over there. Found
Yeah,
something to play with.
But so the other thing too is there are 2 other things, all right, before we go, and that is that because of Ava's talents,
Jeepers.
which I've been encouraging for many, many years, we will be putting together a Tune In with Ava Zoom session. Okay, right there. What's
Sorry.
Mom saying about that?
Oh, I'm just getting like beat on the head right now.
And she's saying what? Yeah, listen to your husband again. Is that what she's saying?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, tell me.
No, she is.
All right. Yeah.
She,
Thank you. Thanks, Mom, for validating what I've been telling her for years.
well, and the reality is that everybody has this ability. It's just not everybody's cultivated it. Not everybody's tuned into it, right? So, hi, Sabra. Oh my goodness, I dreamt about you last night. I really did. I swear to God, I did. Oh, what did I dream? Anyway, that's personal, but I did dream about you and Joey last night. I don't know why. This is what happens.
So anyway, we will be organizing a session like that. Okay, so please keep your eyes open.
Yeah, we did it. We did it a couple of months ago.
Yeah,
it was a healing intention session with Ava.
It was amazing.
It was really, really good. It's the first time I've ever done anything like that, you guys. I've never done. And Sabra, oh, maybe I won't say it out loud, but she knows what I mean when I talk about talking to other spirits. Let's put it that way. But I mean, the thing is that I'd never done that in a group before. Typically it's just one-on-one with people. It'll happen in a therapeutic situation, or, you know, when we're working with a client doing breakthroughs, and then it happens to happen. And then there have been people that have been brought to me, right, to do specifically mediumship, which really threw me off when those things happen. I'll be honest with you, because I was like, I wasn't owning the mediumship identity. Okay. I really wasn't. I admit that. It was a difficult thing for me to finally embrace, to be honest with you. So, I now embrace it. I'm not afraid of it. And like I said, we did that Healing Intentions group session a couple of months ago now.
And it was awesome.
It was
spectacular.
It even blew my mind. I got off and went, how did that just happen?
You surrendered, because you know what's funny
surrender.
is that what I'm going to say is the anticipation of death is worse than death itself.
That's right, you guys. And that is
Right.
true. That is so true. And how many of us
And that's
do that?
Movie quote.
What movie was that from?
Ooh, that's going to be for our audience. Yes.
Death is worse than death itself.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys get that, right? Like, we overthink things, right? Monkey mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we're always overthinking it as the worst possible outcome, not the best, which is what we should be doing.
Which is actually interesting, because it's the definition of anxiety.
It is. Oh, getting into a teaching moment here with Kevin. Wait. Teaching moment.
Empty cup.
I had a little sip left,
Oh,
Kevin.
okay.
Yeah.
But this is the definition of anxiety.
It
is focusing. So think about what anxiety is. It usually has to do with something, right, proximal to you, but most likely in the future. And it's an event or an experience or something.
Maybe a talk you need to have with somebody
in the future.
That could be, you know, like tough.
But it's focusing on the negative outcome of that event.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you bring it into the now. The act of bringing it into the now makes it real in the present right now. So that's anxiety.
I know
the funny
people
thing
are
is,
shocked because they think anxiety is it's a disorder, right?
Yeah, but
no, it's not.
Well, that's another discussion.
Yeah.
But
sorry.
Go on.
No, keep talking. I'll pipe in when I need to.
So this is anxiety. And the interesting thing about this is, why don't we just focus on the positive outcome instead of the negative?
Why don't we?
Because humans are designed for that. That's what we're like hardwired to look at what's wrong and see what's wrong in our environment all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we shift that,
we need to transcend that
and transmute that out into, well, what's the best case scenario?
Yeah.
But here's the thing, is that event in the future hasn't happened yet.
But
nor may it ever happen.
That's right. But what have you done by constantly thinking about the worst case scenario that could happen? Worst outcome. You've created the feelings in your body now.
Yeah.
As if it happened.
Which, because I say this many times, is you get what you worry about.
And that's where the anxiety
comes
from.
Because this is the energetic signature that you're sticking in the field.
Yeah.
And that's the language of the field, right? Which is going to give you what you don't want.
So what my mom is saying is, that's right. And so you need to listen to yourself, listen to what
this one's saying.
She's giving you a lot of credit today.
Thanks,
that's not typical.
Thanks,
but she's saying, yeah, so walk your talk, right? So don't focus on what the worst case scenario could be for you to move forward with what you know you need to do, and just trust, right?
And sometimes that's harder than it actually looks, right? But this is the anticipation of death is worse than death itself.
Especially when you're dealing with other people, because there's the uncertainty of how other people are going to respond to things, right? But and if you are very solid in yourself, okay, if you're very solid in yourself and you have done that healing work and you are totally at a place of acceptance and peace inside yourself, you are not going to let yourself be shaken by what other people's responses, reactions really could be to whatever it is that you're thinking about doing, saying, whatever it might be, right?
And if you don't have the tools, go
Yeah.
and find them,
Yeah.
or find someone that can help you with them.
Yeah.
It's pretty, and there are tools out there that are super friggin' fast,
Yes.
super easy.
You don't have, the suffering doesn't need to be over a long period of time.
Right.
It really doesn't. This idea that we need to suffer through, and it'll take a long time to come to a place of letting that go.
If you're listening to this and you think
No,
change is hard,
doesn't have
and
to
change
happen
takes
that way.
time,
Yeah.
you know what, right?
Yeah.
I'm calling bullshit on that. Like absolute bullshit.
We can help you with that.
Because change can happen in an instant.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's about the decision you make around the change.
Yeah. It's true. So it just
Pretty
so happens,
simple.
you guys, I just thought of this. We do have a few spaces left in our weekend, next weekend.
Oh yeah.
On the 24th, evening of the 24th, 25th, and 26th all day. But we do have spaces left where we actually do the change work. This isn't just about teaching. Yes, you'll get teaching moments from Kevin.
This is
You
gloves off time.
will, but it's a very, very,
Gloves
very,
off.
very intense weekend. Jose's here. She's experienced it. We've had a few other people that have said that it was a very powerful, weekend for them. And, we've adjusted it. We've made some additions and so forth. But yeah, but we do have some openings
Brand new
left.
redesign manual.
Doing it online.
Presentation.
This is our first time doing it online, and we have full expectations that it's going to go extremely well. We're super excited about it because we know how needed it is. Guys, here's my mission in life. Okay, this is my purpose, and I came to this many years ago, and that is to help end human suffering. That's big, right? Yes, another one bites the dust. Josie,
Right there,
you
Josie.
remember.
You see how powerful that weekend was?
Yes, you're anchored in that. And I
right now.
bet if you've ever heard that song since, I bet that you've thought about that weekend. That's called anchoring, right?
Right there.
So that's so funny. I had forgotten about that because and I'll quickly tell the story. At our weekend, when we do the change work, we'll do each emotion. And as we did it in emotion, afterwards I go, doom, doom, doom. Another one bites dust, and I started that with our friend at our training, actually, when we did our training down in Las Vegas. I started it with him because we were partners doing this work, and I started singing that song every time he did another, let something else go. So
you see how powerful the mind is?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And now I totally forget what I was going to say, but
we would be honored for you to join us.
Totally. And if you need to be able to make payments, you guys, just ask us.
Cheap.
Seriously, it's cheap anyway, but just
it's an
ask
investment
us.
in yourself.
It is an investment. We need to start taking care of ourselves.
Because what would happen if?
Yeah, we got to take care of ourselves. You can't go out there in the world and be trying to take care of other people if you ain't got it inside yourself.
Okay, so here's a question. I want people to ponder.
And too many of us, especially as healing types, we do that.
I want people to ponder this. Yeah. After we say goodbye for the day.
Oh, are we doing that?
Soon. So I want you to think about anger, sadness, fear, hurt, and guilt.
Just those 5.
Just those 5 for now. I want you to think about those, and I want you to ask yourself the question: are those emotions negatively affecting my existence on planet Earth?
In any way.
In any way.
Any one of them, or any combination of them?
Now, trust me.
Are they working for you?
Humans are emotional beings.
Yeah.
We are. Some people are disconnected from them. Others aren't. But we are emotional beings. That's our direct connection to the field, is through emotions.
Yeah.
Okay, so when any one of those emotions, and we're just calling them umbrella emotions because there's a lot of different
variations,
sort of degrees of those within that umbrella.
Yeah.
But if any one of those, if you have triggers anywhere, then this weekend is for you.
Yeah.
Because if I can take, this would be 40 plus years of anger, and anger being the go-to emotion versus anything else. The triggers I had, and this is a personal thing, if I can take all of that and dissolve it and transmute it inside of 15 minutes, which is what my experience was,
Yeah.
then it's powerful. And it's
Then you can too.
Then it's available to you.
Yeah, it is possible, you guys. We've seen it happen hundreds
We've
and hundreds of
experienced
times.
it personally.
We've personally experienced it, but we've also seen
We've
it
also
happen
witnessed it.
with hundreds and hundreds of people. So yeah.
So,
And we're trying to help. Okay. This is our
Mhm.
way of helping. And we know you guys need help.
Mhm.
Everybody has stuff. Everybody's got the shit.
So if you have triggers in
Everybody's
any one
got
of
their
those
shit.
emotions,
Yeah.
because this is the problem, is that we just keep bringing this stuff, or life shows us how that is true in ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, you're an angry person. Oh, I'm carrying around a lot of sadness, or whatever. Then you need to be there.
Yeah.
I'm being blunt because there is a sense of urgency here now on planet Earth.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
We have a very short window of time. And a lot of people are already on this journey of letting this stuff go.
Yep. And some people have tried a number of different modalities and attended lots of events and things where, you can get inspired and get empowered and things. And that's wonderful, but maybe it hasn't quite gotten you there.
So think about
right?
this. Who has ever been to a weekend seminar where they've just felt like over the moon?
When you're there.
Yeah. Right.
Totally.
And the energy is spectacular.
And you come home all motivated and yeah.
Right. But there's no change work done.
Yeah.
It's an energetic environment that gives people a really
big
euphoric
boost.
sense.
Yeah. And then it kind of dies.
And then it wanes
over time.
We've been there. We've been to all of these events as well.
Sure.
But there's no change.
Yeah.
Because you are still who you are until you get to the root cause of things.
So if you want freedom out there, right? You want things to be at peace out there, then you need to bring the peace inside. First. You got to get to the place of freedom and peace inside. I can't, we keep saying the same thing over and over again, guys, but it's because it's true. It's true. You need to feel it inside, right? And I'm telling you right now, we are going to be pressured and challenged over this coming time, these coming, we'll say couple of years in particular. We are really going to be challenged to face our fears. Okay, we are. I'm telling you right now, we see it happening, and I intuitively, I know, I just know, I'm being told, and I know that we are going to be challenged in big, big, big ways. And so we have to get strong in ourselves. That's right. We have to let all that fear go, because that is how we are going to be free. Okay, we got to let the fear go. Imagine, I'm going to say one more thing. I'm saying this one thing.
I'll tell you this one thing.
Yeah, before we shut this down. But ask yourself the question and be truly 100% honest with yourself.
Brutally honest.
Yeah, this is like, be brutally honest with yourselves. What would happen? How would your life be different? How would you make different decisions? How would you operate your life differently? How would you be in relationships differently? How would you treat yourself differently? If you did this one thing, and no longer feared death in any way. Like, what if you didn't fear death at all? Like, truly. And I don't mean, oh, I'm not afraid because God is the, but no. I mean, truly don't fear death anymore. If you truly didn't fear death, I want you to think about that. Okay. Really, really, really sit with that and contemplate how your life would be different right now and in the future if you no longer feared death. How would you make decisions differently? How would you function in your life, in your relationships? What would you do different? How would you spend your time differently? Right? Whatever it might be. But I want you to seriously think about that. I mean, you can share it in the comments if you want, but you don't have to. I just want you to really, really think about that, because I'm telling you right now, I'm going to tell you. Because I've worked with a lot of clients over these last 20 plus years, 23 years that I've been a therapist. But I've seen it, okay, time and time again. And we talk about root cause. Well, whatever is presenting on the surface is just surface level stuff. But if you
That's the
dig
top
right
of the
down,
iceberg.
it's the top of the iceberg. But if we dig right down into where it's really coming from, fear,
Huge.
fear, and almost every single time it's fear of death. So my big thing is if we could get everyone to a place where they no longer fear death, like truly no longer fear death. And if it comes in the form of me doing these sessions where I help people connect with people, their loved ones on the other side, and then they start to get that perspective of, oh, there really is nothing to fear, right? If it comes through that, if it comes through you maybe attending our quantum transformation experience, then wonderful. If it comes with you working with another kind of healer that's going to help you get to that place where you truly no longer fear death, if it comes from, meditation and that solves it, however it works, it doesn't matter.
Just do it.
Just do it. Okay? Because I'm telling you, when you get to that place, everything changes. Everything changes. So that's my homework for you this week, you guys. For you guys to seriously sit in real contemplation and really go inside and ask yourself and see, right, a vision of what your life would be if you no longer had that deep, deep fear. I know it's a tough one. But
the 5 big emotions, right? Ask yourself those questions as well, because fear is one of those.
It's a biggie.
But anger, sadness, right? If you're holding on to any of this stuff that's inappropriate or unwarranted now, like if you're hanging on to sadness because someone passed away 20 years ago, it's probably a fucking problem. It's probably a problem. Right? So
might be time to let that go.
Think about it in this way, is if you're holding on to something that you did years ago that you felt guilty about, but you still think about it today, there's a problem with that, because you keep bringing that memory into the now.
And
because it's not resolved.
You're feeling it like it's still happening.
Not resolved. The feeling might have tempered a little bit over time, but it's still there.
It's not working. It's making you sick too, as well. People don't want to necessarily hear those things.
So anger, sadness, fear, hurt, and guilt. Okay. Think about how those 5 emotions in varying degrees are affecting your life.
So we just gave them 2 pieces of homework, really.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we are looking at holding a webinar tomorrow evening. Yes,
Kevin?
I'm pushing you.
This man, honestly.
We are holding a webinar tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. Mountain Time.
Okay, so that's 9 Eastern.
9 Eastern.
So it is late.
It's later
for Ontarians.
But we'll keep it brief and short and poignant and to the point.
We will.
Okay, but this will be a webinar to explain more about what that quantum transformation experience weekend is.
Yeah, because we know that people don't quite understand what all it is that we do, and so that'll be your opportunity to ask the questions as well.
Right.
And
so bring your questions.
Yeah, bring your questions, and there's no pressure.
And if you have experienced that before, we welcome you to come on to that.
Yeah, and share how you had.
Because clearly it's had an effect.
Yeah.
Right,
another one bites dust. That's right. That's right. That's funny. I'm so glad she gave me that nice little memory, actually. I like that.
So we love you all.
We do love you. If nobody's told you today, then let us be the first to tell you we love you. And we mean
really
that.
appreciate
Super
you being
appreciate
here,
you guys.
If you've been on live and sharing stuff. Yeah. That's right, Jose. You don't need to understand it. You just have to be open to it.
Thank you, Jose, for saying that, actually, because oftentimes when people make a decision that is right for them, it'll be the first thing that comes to them. So for instance, if you're listening to us right now, watching this, and there's something inside of you saying, I need to do that, listen, okay? That's your intuition, right? That's your intuition.
But you have to ask yourself the question,
act.
Is what if?
Yeah.
What if I wasn't carrying around the anger? What if I wasn't carrying around the sadness? What if I would fill in the blank?
Yeah.
What if? Because you know what? It's possible.
And that's the other thing.
And that's the openness.
That's right, being open. And that's the other thing that does happen, I will say, over the weekend, is you do learn to trust your intuition. So
because you learn how this works.
Well, you point to this, but it's really.
But you know, I say that because it's all people can see, right?
Yep. We love you too, Lori, and thank you. You have a great day as well. Guys, we'll see you next Wednesday. If we don't see you, if you want to join us. We're going to
figure out this Facebook streaming thing.
We will figure it out. We have today to figure it out, basically. If you guys do want to join us, though, for that webinar, they're going to have to just DM me so I can give them the link.
Actually, no. If you go on kevinandava.com.
Oh, okay. The link is
there. There is a register link there right underneath the video that's there.
Yeah.
Okay, and it'll say webinars.
And it's free, you guys, to be there with us. Thank you, Jose. You take care, too, and you give that beautiful bald man of yours a big hug from me.
And have a lobster for us.
Oh, God damn. I want
You're
lobster.
Probably sick of lobster. Sure.
Yeah, well, they get it all the time, right? Lobster and those blue pearl oysters that Donald has. Oh my God, you guys, Dieppe Farmers Market.
Yes.
In New Brunswick. If you live close, go there. Get those blue pearl oysters. Yeah. Yum, yum, yum. Another plug right there. If you ever want to sponsor a show, by the way, we'll take oysters as payment. Like, we'd be okay with
maybe
that.
A lobster too.
Or a lobster too. Oh my God, we're terrible.
No, we just have to go there.
Yeah, we did. We have to go to New Brunswick. Anyway, okay. So we've said enough now.
Yes.
We're going to go.
Work to do.
Yes, we thank you all for being here. We appreciate your support. Please like, share, do all that silly things that, you know, the algorithms like to see. And we'll work out this whole deal with StreamYard and see what the heck's going on. But either way, we'll see you next Wednesday. Like I said, if you want to join us for the webinar, go to kevinandava.com, register there. And my mom and dad are saying they're thankful too, because it's your support, right, of our audience that is also helping me to feel supported and feel strong enough to be able to voice, right? Voice.
And finally make the decision
to just tell the
story. Write the damn book.
The pressure's on now, I guess, right?
No, the pressure's actually off.
You guys are going to hold me accountable. I have a feeling.
Because it's just going to flow.
Anyway, so they're thanking you too. So that's that. So you guys have a great week, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Take care. And again, we love you. We really, truly do. You have no idea how much we love you. So yeah, I hope you feel that. All right. Have a great week. And I think that's it. All right.